Welcome everyone. In this session, we are going to see counters. What is a counter? A counter is a cascade of flip-flops, combination of flip-flops configured to output a specific sequence. And that sequence works on the application of a clock. Each output of the sequence is dependent on the contents of the flip-flop and is known as state of the counter. Now, when we discuss about counters, we sometimes talk about modulus. What is modulus? Modulus of a counter we are seeing counters. Now we speak about something known as modulus. What is modulus? Modulus is the total number of states in a counter. Modulus represents the total number of states in a counter. That is what is a modulus. Now, if a counter counts from binary sequence 0000, so 4-bit counter, if I have a 4-bit counter, if it counts from 4-bit counter and if it counts from 0000 to 1001, how many states are there? We have 9 states. Since it is 9 states, the count is from 000 to 9. So including 0, you will be having 10 states. So this is a mod 10 counter since we have 10 states. Now if the counter counts from, if it is a 3-bit counter, let me take a 3-bit counter. If we have a 3-bit counter and if it counts from 000 to 101. So how many states we have? 000 to 101. We have 6 states. It is a mod 6 counter, but it will count only till 5. So the count value for a mod counter will always be less than the mod value. So this is a mod 6 counter we'll be having. Now in counters, the first thing what we are going to see is a binary ripple counter. Let us see a binary ripple counter. Counter can be designed using any of the flip-flops. As of now, we are going to use a T flip-flop to design a binary ripple counter. And let us assume that it is a 3-bit binary ripple counter. We have SR flip-flop, JK flip-flop, D flip-flop, T flip-flop. We'll design a 3-bit binary ripple counter using T flip-flop and see how it is working. Now 3-bit. So 3-bit, what is a count sequence? The counter will count, right? So what is the count sequence? Let me take the count sequence. So counter will count from 000 to 3-bit. So maximum value is 7. So 3-bit counter will have 3 flip-flops. It will count from 000 to 7. So it will be having 3 inputs, A, B and C. So 3 inputs, let us generate the 2 tables. So I need an output. Just I will give a random output as A plus, B plus and C plus. Now why am I giving this is the initial state 000. Counter is counting from 0 to 7. If the present state is 00, what will be the next state? Next state is 001. If the present state is 1, what will be the next state? Next state will be 2. If the present state is 2, next state will be 3. If the present state is 3, next state will be 4. So present state is 4, next state will be 5. Present state is 5, next state will be 6. Present state is 6, next state will be 7. Now what happens if your present state is 7? So counter will go back to 0 state. So this is how a counter truth table will look. Generally, we write only this A, B, and C. We will not write A plus B plus C plus Y, because both represents the same location where we get the output. So now this is how a truth table looks. So let us see how the circuit of a counter looks. So I have a T flip-flop, okay? 3-bit counter. 3-bit counter requires 3 T flip-flops, right? Now, what we are going to do is we are going to give an input. So let me give an input over here. This input is enable. This input is preset. This input is asynchronous reset. For now, I will leave the asynchronous inputs as it is. Let us analyze directly. So this is an input T. So this input, let me label it as T. Now T. Now here we'll get the first output. This is my first output. What is my first output? If you can see, I'll take it as QA. This represents the LSB. Which is the LSB? C is the LSB. So this is nothing but it represents the LSB. Now what is our LSB? LSB is nothing but C. So this output will be C, because it is representing the LSB output. I've given an input. So this is nothing but C. Here we have the LSB. Next, what we have, again, whatever is given to T will be given to the next flip-flop. So next flip-flop will be connected back to T. How this is working, I will just show you. We'll analyze the working. So T. Again here I have, this is also connected to T. Now what about clock? Q bar will act like clock. This is Q bar. Q bar is acting like clock to the next flip-flop. To the first flip-flop, what we have to do, we have to give a clock. I don't want to give a clock, although I have a clock over here. If you can see in the sequential elements, I have a clock. This clock I can give over here. Okay, this is clock. Now if you give this clock, analyzing will be okay. Fine, I'll just check it out. So let us see whether the output will be fast. So you should observe the output soon. Okay, and this will be what? This is B. The second input is B. And what is the last one? So this will be equal to, the last one I have an LED, which will be equal to C. So this will be equal to A. I have my A. You can see the count sequence over there. As and when the clock is varying, the circuit is getting varied. Now, so if you can see, what is the first sequence? It is moving very fast. So I cannot hold this. See, I have 1117, then it was 0, 001, 010. This is, it goes very fast. I'll just give this as clock. I don't want to give this clock. You have to use a clock, but I'll just show it with the input. Okay, so that you can observe the sequence. Now what happens when T is equal to 1? According to T flip-flop, when T is equal to 0, it will retain the previous state. When T is equal to 1, it will toggle, right? So I've given over here, and let me give 1 over here. I want to keep, okay, now this is the state. Now what happens? My clock is equal to 1. 1 means counter, it is a clock. So assume that it is clock pulse. This is the positive edge of the clock. This is, we can design for either positive edge or negative edge. I'm taking a positive edge of the clock. Now when T is equal to 1, what happens over here? When t is equal to 1, the output will toggle, right? So what is the previous state over here? Previous state is 0. So what will be the next state? Next state should be 1. So let us see what will happen when t is equal to 1. It will toggle. So here, so I made t 0. Now I made t 1. What happened? It toggled. Okay. Now go to the next one. What is this value? What is this? For the second flip-flop, this is the second flip-flop. For the second flip-flop, I will label this as 2, flip-flop number 2. And this, let me label this as flip-flop number 3. Now the second flip-flop, what is the input that is going? If you can see, previous input was 0 over here. So the next input will be 1 over, the previous input is 1. So when previous input is given to the clock 1, what was the previous input for this flip-flop? It would have been 1, so it will come back to 0. Again, similarly here, previous input would have been 1, it will come back to 0. Now suppose if I change the next state, what is the count now? It is 0, 1, 0. Why? What was the previous input over here? So I'll just write here. What was the previous input? Previous input was 0 over, previous input was 1 or 0? Previous input was 1. When I gave the clock, what happens? This flip-flop is toggling because everything is connected to T. So what happened to the next input? Next input changed to 0. What was the previous input over here? Previous input was 0. Next input will be 1. As of now, leave this, as you can analyze this in the next state. Now, when I make this as 1, what happens? Previous input was 0. So next input is 1. During every clock cycle, during the first clock, it was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, first value of the truth table. During the second clock cycle, it was 0, 0, 1. Now during the third clock cycle, what was the previous input? Previous input was 0. Now what is the next input? Next input is 1. So next input is 1. Now what is the clock for this? The clock for this is 1. So what will be the clock over here? Clock is 0. So what happens? If clock is equal to 0, will the output change? Output will not change. It will retain the same value. Okay, so it is retaining 1. So since this is 1, what is this value now? Q bar will be equal to 0. If Q bar is equal to 0, what happens to this third flip-flop? It will retain the same value. So what is the previous value? Previous value was 0. It is retaining it. So again, for all the 3 cases, it is retained the values. Now once again, I will repeat. See, if I change the value of clock now, I made clock 0 and I changed it to 1. Now when I changed it to 1, what is the t value over here? T is 1. This flip-flop is having the value 1. Now since this flip-flop is having the value 1, what will happen? It should toggle. What was the previous state? Previous state is 1. So the next state will be equal to 0. Now Q is equal to 0. So what happens to Q bar? Q bar, this is Q bar over here, this part. So what is that value? Q bar is equal to 1. 1 means what? If clock is equal to 1, this will work. If this is working, clock is equal to 1. So what should be the output? This flip-flop will toggle. So what was the previous state? Previous state of this flip-flop is 1. So what will happen to the next state? Next state of this flip-flop will be 0. Now Q is 0, right? So what is Q bar now? Here I have Q bar. So Q bar will be 1. Now since this flip-flop Q bar is equal to 1, will it work? Yes, it will work. This flip-flop will work. So what is the previous state? Previous state was 0. What should be the next state? Next state will be 1 since clock is equal to 1. So this is how you're going to get the output. So previous state, next state. So initially it will be 0, 0, 0. The second one, if you can see, second one I'll stamp it for you. It is 0, 0, 1. What is the next one? 0, 1, 0. It is verifying the truth table. Now when the previous state is 0, 1, 0, what should be the next state? 0, 1, 1. If you can see in the truth table, if your previous state is 0, 1, 0, previous state is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, next state should be 0, 1, 1. Now let me see if the next state is 0, 1, 1. So I have a 0 over here. Next 0, 1 and 1. Perfect. So like this 3-bit binary ripple counter will be generated. Now let me show you how the state diagram of a binary ripple counter look like. Now let me go to the state diagram. How many states we have? 0 to 7, 8 states. So this is state 0, state 0, S0, S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6 and S7. It will be circular in structure. Now how is the circuit varying? From S0 it will come to S1. From S1, if your previous state is S1, next state will be S2. If your previous state is S2, next state will be S3. If your previous state is S3, next state will be S4. Previous state is S4, next state will be S5, S6, S7 and S8. So this is the state diagram, circular in structure it is. Okay, so let me label this. What is this? So this is S0, state 0 I told, and this will be state 1. So this will be S2. What is this? This is S3. And here I'll be having S4, S5. Here I'll be having S6. And here I'll be having S7. So this is the state diagram for a 3-bit counter using T flip-flop. Now let us write the program for counter. The program for a 3-bit counter using any flip-flop. This is a generalized program. So I will write it as count. Okay. Next, finish. New source, Verilog module, I'll write it as count only. Now what is the input and output to the counter? Now what we have seen is a binary synchronous counter. So it is with the respect to positive edge clock cycle. The first flip-flop had a positive edge of the clock. I showed using clock pulse 1, but it is actually a clock pulse 1. So we will be having input as clock. And the output is Q. What is the size of Q? Q is 3 down to, so 2 down to 1. 3-bit only I did. So 2 down to 1. Now I got a count. Output is Q. Input is clock. Input clock, output is clock. Counters, we will follow behavioral modeling style. 2 down to 1, clock 3-bit counter, we have 3-bit only, right? So it is 2 down to 1. Behavioral model, all output should be declared as register. Register 2 down to 1, clock. Clock no, Q. Now how will your counter work? Always positive edge or negative edge, it is left to you, but when we are designing T flip-flop, it works on the positive edge. Always add, you can also design for negative edge, for now it is pos edge. Always add pos edge of clock. Begin. Now how will you write the counter sequence? Let us see how to write the counter sequence. So output 2 down to 1 Q, register, all output should be declared as register 2 down to 1 Q. Now we have to initialize the output value Q. Q can be from any value from 0 to 7. I can give 5 also, 4 also. If I give 4, what happens? The counter will start counting from 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it will go back to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes on like that. So I have given the value as 0. Now, during the positive edge of the clock, what is my count value? Count is equal to previous count plus 1 and end module. This is the simplest synchronous binary counter. Now let us see the test bench. So here I have the test bench. Initial register wire, instantiated the main module. Only clock I have to initialize. There is no need to give any other stimulus. We have to generate the clock signal. So I have given always after 2 time units, clock is equal to not clock and have stopped. Now let us see the timing diagram. Now here I have the timing diagram. What was my initial value in the main module? In the main module, my initial value was 0. So it is starting from 0. Always at the positive edge. So this is the positive edge, if you can see. What is the next value after 0? The next value after 0 will be 0, 1. Now, Q is shown here as 2 down to 1. So I'm getting only 2 bit. What should be the actual value of Q? Actual value of Q should have been 2 down to 0. So we have to make the change in the main module. Let us make the change in the main module. So here I made the change 2 down to 0, 2 down to 0 because it is a 3-bit counter. Save. Go to the test bench. So I will resimulate it. Now we can see that we have got the output for a 3-bit counter. What is the initial value I have? Initially it is 0, 0, 0. During the next positive edge, it is 0, 0, 1. During the next positive edge, it is 0, 1, 0. Next positive edge, 0, 1, 1. 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. After 1, 1, 1, what it is doing? It is going back to 0, 0, 0. It will continue with the count sequence. So this is the counter. So this is the RTL schematic for the counter what we have designed. Count, clock, Q and count. Now in the same count sequence, earlier we had connected Q to clock, Q bar to clock, Q bar to clock. Now what happens if we connect Q to clock? See, if you connect Q to clock, what is the state over here? We have 1, 1, 0. Let me give the clock pulse, next clock pulse. So 1, 1, 0. What happened to the next state? See, from 110 it has gone to, where was I? It is 110. Now it has gone to 101. Again, let me change the clock state 0 and 1. What happened now? It changed to 100. Next, when I give the next clock, what is the value I'll get? So the next value will be 0, 1, 1. So what is happening exactly over here? In T, using T flip-flops, if I design a counter, if I connect Q bar as clock, it is acting like an up counter. If I connect Q as the clock, it is acting like a down counter. Okay. So next what we are going to see, we'll see an example of a counter using D flip-flop. D flip-flop. So again, I'll take an example of 3-bit counter. If it is a 4-bit, you should have another bit extra. So 3-bit D flip-flop will have, 3-bit counter will have 3 bits of 3 D flip-flops. Okay. So now what I should do, here I will give the clock. Actually clock is given as clock pulse, this one, but I don't want to give this clock pulse. Since I want to explain, I'll be giving it as an input. So clock is given as input. This is my clock. It is actually clock pulse, and this diagram, this whatever explanation is given, is for a positive edge triggered D flip flop. So this I'll make it as clock. Now, how do I connect it? So in D flip flop, counter using D flip flop, Q is connected as input and this goes to output. What happened to the next clock? The next clock will be this value. Again, Q will be connected as, it is not Q which, yeah, it is Q bar, correct. So Q bar is connected as output, Q is connected as output, and Q bar will be connected as input. If you connect Q as input, what is happening also you can observe. So one way it will act as a up counter, the other way it will act like a down counter. So Q bar is connected over here. Q bar is connected. So this is how a counter looks like. Now let us give the inputs and see. Initially it is at 0, 0, 0. So in the first state, what is happening? 0, 0, 1. How did this 1 come? How did this 1 come? What was the previous value over here? Previous value was 0, right? Q was 0 initially. Now what happened to Q bar? Q bar is 1. This 1 is getting propagated over here. So I have a 1. The next state will be equal to 1 because D flip-flop will change, give past the values. Now when clock is equal to, so here I made clock is equal to 1. So what was the value over here? Now since this is 1, this value will be 0. 0 is passing over here. Will this get activated? This will not get activated since 0 is the input. So 0 is retate. This is the initial value. As of now, I'll keep it pending. So now I'll change the next state value. 0, I'm making it to 1. So what was the previous value over here now? 1. So previous value was 1. So Q bar is what? 1 is going over here. So D flip-flop, I got 1. Now, since 1 is the previous value, Q bar is what? 0. So what goes over here? Input will be 0. So I'm getting 0 as the output. Now what is the clock value? If you can see, clock value Q, this is connected over here. Clock value is 1. Because I'm getting a 0 as the output, what is this actually? If 0 is over here, Q is 0 means Q bar is 1. So I have a 1. This means this is activated. Now if this is 1, what will be happening to the output? see 1, I have a 1, it is getting connected over here. So what was the value over here? I have a 1. See, previous value q was 0. So what is q bar? Q bar will be equal to 1. Q bar is 1. Q is 0. Q bar is 1. So since it is 1, I'll get an output of 1. Again, change the clock cycle. I make it as 1. What happens? Previous value was 0. Q bar is 1. 1 is passed over here. I'll get 1 as the output. Clock will not change because this clock will be equal to 0. I'll be having a 0. If this is 1, if LED is glowing means this is 1, this value will be 0. This is 0. 0 means no change. So if Q is 0 means no change, that means this will be retained at 1. If this is 1, definitely we know that this is 0. 0 means this will be no change, so this is 0. Previous also will be having zeros like that. Now what happens when I change the clock now? When I change the clock now, new value will be equal to what? 0. So this value will be 0 because previous value was 0. 0 will be passed over here. Now 0 will be passed over here means this will change to 1. So the next state value will be 1 over here. So the next value will be, if you can see, if you can observe, this will be 1. So this goes on like this. Now if you can clearly check the output. So so this is, if I give the first clock, this is 0, 0, 0. Next clock is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. This is LSB. Next clock is 0, 1, 0. Next clock is 0, 1, 1. And next clock is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1 and 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. This is regarding your positive edge triggered 3-bit binary ripple counter. Now what did I do? Earlier Q bar was connected as clock. Now just a small change, I'm connecting Q as the clock. Now what happens if I connect Q as the clock? If you can see, if you connect Q as the clock, from 0, 0 it has gone to 7. During the next clock pulse it will go to 6. During the next clock pulse it will go to 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Again come back to 0. So what is happening? It is acting like a down counter. If Q bar was connected, it was acting like an up counter. Since Q is connected, it is acting like a down counter. Binary, synchronous binary counter. So the next one, what I'll show you is again, what about the program Verilog code? It is the same code. Only thing, the flip-flop is changing, but the working principle is the same. States are same. We'll have 8 states. So next example, we'll design a ripple up counter. Now, if the counter is counting from 0 to 7, you call it as an up counter. If it is counting from 7 to 0, you call it as a down counter. Now, I have shown this example for clock is equal to 1. You can also design the counter for clock is equal to 0. If I make this clock value as 0, if you make this clock value as 0 and make this as working, what happens? Observe that. Okay. Now let us design a ripple up counter using JK flip-flops. So I have JK flip-flop, JK flip-flop, JK flip-flop. I'll give the clock over here. Q is connected as clock. I'm connecting Q as clock. And I'm connecting Q as clock. And let me see what is happening. Now J and K are 2 inputs. In JK flip-flop, I want the toggle condition. For the counter, I exclusively want a toggle condition. When will a JK flip-flop give a toggle condition? JK flip-flop will give a toggle condition when J and K have the value as 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a value as 1, short J and K and give it to 1. So this is logic 1. Same one I'm going to give to J and K because it should toggle. My aim is I need the toggling condition. So I've connected J and K. This is nothing but a Q. So I'll connect to Q. I'll also connect to Q bar and see what is the output. So Q, and this is Q bar. This is Q. If you connect to Q, it will act like an up counter. If you connect to Q bar, you can get the down sequence. That is another technique. Q will give one output. Q bar will give a different output. So you can design counters and take outputs at various points as per your requirements. So initially it is 0, 0, 0. When I go to the first clock cycle, what is happening? It is 0, 1, 1. I think I skipped one. This is not getting connected. Okay. What is happening? If you can see, when clock is equal to 1, it is at 7. Now when we make clock 0, it is going to 6. Clock 1, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So this is a ripple down counter. When I connect clock over here, it acts like a ripple down counter. If it is the positive edge triggered clock, suppose if you convert this to a negative edge triggered clock, if you connect this as a negative edge triggered clock, it will act like an up counter. You can connect a negative edge triggered clock over here and analyze it. It will act like a up counter. Also, suppose if you connect LEDs to the Q bar. If I connect LEDs to Q bar, the counter will be a positive edge. You can see that the counter will be performing an up count. The counter will be performing up count. Because one is the reverse of other, right? Q and Q bar are inverse of other. So I've connected to the Q bar over here. Just observe only Q bar. I'll just show from 0, 0, 0. So now it is 7, right? After 7, what should be the next sequence? Q bar, this part. Next 7, it should be 0. So I've got 0. What is the next value? 0, 0, 1. Perfect. Next value, 0, 1, 0. Next value, 0, 1, 1. The next value, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1 and 1, 1, 0. In this way, you can design a counter even using JK flip-flops. Now, if you can modify your Verilog code and write Q bar, always at pause edge clock, Q is equal to Q plus 1. Q bar will be not of Q. And here initial Q is equal to 0, 0, 0 means what is my Q bar? So two statements are there. I will give begin. Q is 0, 0, 0. Definitely initial Q bar value will be 1, 1, 1. Q bar will be equal to 3 tick B 1, 1, 1 and end. Save. And let me go to the same test bench. I'm not making any changes in the test bench. Only in the test bench I've added Q bar extra. Then let me simulate and check whether I'll get the output. So what should happen during the pause? If you observe Q, you should get the up count value. If you observe Q bar, you should get the down count value. So now we have got the simulation output over here. Let us see the output. Is it working correctly? So what is happening? Initially, Q will be 0. If you observe Q, only this sequence, Q, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it goes on. If you observe Q bar, it is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So clearly Q is acting as an up counter and Q bar is giving you the down count sequence. So if you can observe this waveform, Q is counting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Q bar is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So Q is acting like an up counter and Q bar is acting like a down counter. Now next what we'll see, we'll try to implement an up down counter using the same sequence, same circuitry. Now if you have to use the same circuitry and implement an up down counter, I need a direction control input. I need one input which when switched will give you up count, switched down will give you a down count. So what I'll give you, what we will do is we'll add one more input as direction. So here I'll add an input direction. Now what happens, my aim is if the direction is 1, it should act like an up counter. If the direction is 0, it is acting like a down counter. So what I'll do, if direction equal to 1, Q is equal to Q plus 1 and else what is happening? See, if direction is equal to 1, it is acting like up counter. If direction is equal to 0, what should happen? It should act like a down counter. So what will be your value? Q will be equal to Q minus 1. Again, Q bar is not of Q. This is the same thing. Q bar is not of Q. End. Multiple statements, so I need a begin and end. And let us see how this is working. Save. So I have one more input, direction. So let me go to the test bench and add the input, register clock and register direction. So after clock I have dot dir and dir mapping. Now what I'll do, initially I'll keep dir to 0. So dir is 1. Later, after some time, say after 25 time units, I will make dir to 0. And I'm stopping at 50 time units. Save. Now let us simulate this and check how the output looks like. Now we've got the waveform. Now this is, the counter is acting both like an up counter and down counter. So if you can see, when direction is equal to 1, it is acting like an up counter, and direction is equal to 0, it is acting like a down counter. So here, let us see it. Observe this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5, I have 6. Then here, if you can see at this point, direction is 0. So when direction is 0, it will not continue the up sequence, it will continue with the down sequence. So what is the previous value? Here it was 5. Actually, the next value should have been 6. The previous value was 6, next value should have been 7. But since direction is equal to 0, it will start down counting. So after 6, direction has changed. So what is the previous value? I'll get 5, then I'll get 4, then I'll get 3, 2, 1. It goes on like this. So when your direction is equal to 1, it will act like an up counter and keep on counting. Whenever direction becomes 0, whatever is the count value at that particular point, it will start counting in the in reverse direction, and it will give you the down count sequence. So if you can see the main module once again. So in the main module, what is the change I've made? I've given initialized, I've initialized Q and Q bar. You can see here, if direction is equal to 1, Q is equal to Q plus 1. Means direction is equal to 1, it is acting like an up counter. Else Q is equal to Q minus 1, it is acting like a down counter. Now this is all regarding your up down counter.